Hey everybody, how's it going? The real finale, final chance for reals this time. You're right, noob, you're right. So, yeah, today should be the finale of Phoenix Wright Justice for All. Ace Attorney Justice for All. And maybe we'll get to see Maya before the end of today too. Like, for real. But, yeah. So, we're about to get started in a moment. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. All right, let's get started. Continue. Farewell, my turnabout. Farewell, my turnabout. Part 4-1. Try. Oh my god, there's gonna be 2 parts. It should be a good last 2 parts then. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. You don't look well, dude. You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right? If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is right on today's verdict, too. Now listen up. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? If you get that creepy slime bag and not guilty, I'll never forgive you. Ever. Maya. Phoenix. Mia? Maya, how's Maya? I don't know. You don't know? She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday. Mia, what? What am I supposed to do? Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles. But you can't give up. There's still some hope left. Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. It's an accursed unguard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. You're really mean, pal. Ah, Gumshoe. No. I'm really sorry. Where are you? They let me... They let me join the investigation team and we're chasing after the killer, pal. Then, you have some sort of lead? Sorry, but right now, we've got 0 leads on the guy. But we're not going to give up. Gumshoe. Until the trial's over, until the verdict is handed down, we're gonna do everything we can and find the killer. If we can get Maya out, then you can get on guard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal. That's true. I could do that if they found Maya first. Got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer. I have to make the trial last longer? I mean, Phoenix, you are an ace attorney at delaying the inevitable. At drawing out way too long of a situation, right? Right. If you go at Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you too can draw it out. Oh, now I get it. I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it. So, believe in us. We're going to give it our all. We're going to give it all we've got, just like you. It's okay. These trials always take forever. True, but this is the first time that Phoenix wants his client to lose and get a guilty verdict. So it's a little different in these circumstances. Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe. Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. The strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance. Yeah. Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through. I know it. So, I forget, did Edgeworth actually know that Ungard is a piece of shit? I think he did, yeah. I think we actually talked about that previously. Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Ungard. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor. Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder. That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings. Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw a suspicion onto Mr. Ungard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape. Then you're saying that she is guilty after all. I'm not finished, Your Honor. Miss Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card. What is this? It looks like a shell. This is a calling card of a certain assassin. Assassin, you say? Yes, Juan Perito was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Ungard. What a surprising turn of events. I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor. I know what's going on this time, so I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true. But we still have to hold out as long as we can, at least until Maya is safe and sound. I wonder how the trial will turn out today. He did tell you he was guilty. True. He did. Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand. Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please. Okay, I'm, Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. And what is your relation to the defendant? Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him, in a way, yeah. Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Oh, sorry. Well, I'm just kind of, nothing sort of guy. Damn, Will, come on. You're better than that. On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct? Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, I didn't actually see Matt when I went. All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Ungard's room. Okay, sure. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. Matt was standing there in front of his room, still in his nickel samurai costume. He was talking with someone at first. I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night, and I couldn't make them wait for me. Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony. And talking with the bellboy is no big deal. If one assumes that the person Mr. Ungard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy. What are you implying? Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we? Looks like we're in another sticky situation, huh? A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right? Right? Right, right? Right, left? Left, right? Dun, dun, dun. The defendant's room? Why did you go there? Well, I'm his mentor. Like a big brother, sort of. And I wanted to say congrats. What's wrong? Why did you stop? Mr. Wright. What is it? You're going to try to trick me into a corner, aren't you? Huh? I know I'm just a poor underpaid action star, but I am not the killer. No one said you were, Mr. Powers. No, please, don't trick me. Every time you do your lawyer thing, the witness suddenly turns into the bad guy. Every time? Yes, Phoenix, every time, nearly every time. Witness, I will personally talk to the defense at a later time. So for now, please kindly cooperate and continue with your testimony. Sorry. So, you went to the defendant's room and then? Hey, wait a minute. When and how did I suddenly turn into the bad guy here? Just present his face. Perfect. Let's stall the trial by accusing Will. True though. True, noob. True. Are you sure that was Mr. Ungard? Yeah, I'm sure. He wasn't wearing the Nickel Samurai mask then. If that's the case, then he really can't be mistaken. And? What was the defendant doing standing in front of his own room? At first? What do you mean by that? Well, he was in a bellboyish uniform and had a he was in a bellboyish uniform and he had a bottle of juice on the tray. Sounds like an ordinary bellboy to me. Yeah, but I didn't think he was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? Sorry, but I can't remember right now. Sorry. I guess I'm going to have to wait patiently on this one. Yes, Phoenix. You gotta play the patient game. Gotta play that patient game, dude. You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah. The bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? But that's a perfectly normal thing to do. It probably isn't normal for it probably isn't normal for Matt, though. So, how long did you watch the two of them? Not more than a minute or two, I think. Bring Lotta back. One day, Quinby, one day. But maybe you already know more info than me, so... maybe they don't bring her back. Actually, I don't think Lotta was on trial as a witness at all in this one. Holy shit. No, she was a witness in, episode 2, right? During that trial, yeah. So, who are these guests you're talking about? You guys, of course. You and Maya and Little Pearl. I thought it would be really rude since I invited you guys if I disappeared on you. So I went back to my seat pretty soon after seeing Matt in the hallway. Larry, I did not see at all inside this entire game. Not from what I can remember at all. This is like squeezing water from a stone. It's probably pointless to press further. Do you remember this incident? Did Mr. Powers leave his seat that night? I don't remember that happening at all. Maya was making such a racket in her hyper state. I ended up focusing on her. I see. In any case, from his story, he probably wasn't gone for very long. No, Harry Butts wasn't anywhere. Why did you make your grandma mad today, Quinby? I'm sure Will has a hairy butt. You told her everyone steals from Walmart? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Oh, yeah, that's it. You really know your job. Mr. Edward? Yes, Your Honor? This bellboy, he wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Perhaps we should let the witness tell us. Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony. You mean about the bellboy, right? Because she was complaining about him. I see. Matt gave the bellboy a tip. Oh, well, you see... Oh, there we go. Oh, well, you see, Matt's not a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was, because the tip really shocked me. How much it was? But that's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy was putting the tip he got in his pocket. And that's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked. I'm afraid I don't follow at all. It sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. The bellboy's face. What was so shocking about the bellboy's face, Mr. Powers? Well, he wasn't exactly a boy, more like an old Graham. I hope you know that discrimination towards old men is a no-no in my court. No, that's not what I meant at all. In the smack middle of the guy's face, there was a line of stitches. A line of stitches? Yeah, and it went straight from the tippy top of his head to the bottom of his chin. Almost like if that thread snapped, all the stuff in his head would come spilling out. He was there at Ungard's house. He was that butler. So they do notice it. How do they notice it now, of all things? Well, okay, Phoenix did say during that period of time he was focusing on Maya's hyper-focused datedness, I guess, but still. Phoenix just dumb. I accept that. What is it, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. So that means Ungard was talking with the killer then. If that fact were to be exposed, Ungard would be declared guilty in a blink. Phoenix, you have to play dumb here. Pretend you don't know anything. Yes, Chief. You sure you don't have anything you would like to say, Mr. Wright? Huh? What did you just say, Your Honor? Nothing, Mr. Wright. Nothing. We're just going round and around in circles. Now then, Mr. Powers, please continue with your testimony. The bellboy just wants to say congrats. On-guard sip. The defendant has a huge star. The defendant has a huge star. He can afford to give generous sips, wouldn't you agree? Sure. But giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much. Would you please clarify for the court about how much would you say the defendant gave to the bellboy? Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess. And why is that? Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash? Uh-oh. Ah, well. How interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? A very fat roll of cash. That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor. The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Raise an objection. The defendant is a superstar. That kind of tip is typical fare for people like him. Are you saying that all superstars are super spenders? If I could receive large rolls of cash by simply bringing people things on trays, then why on earth would I stand around here prosecuting? He's got a point. I don't even get paid, let alone rolls of cash for all of my hard work. So, supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it? Payment, Your Honor. Payment? Isn't it obvious? For the murder of Mr. Juan Corrida. Then the bellboy the witness saw. Yes, he was the assassin. Hold your horses now, Mr. Edgeworth. You don't have any proof of this, do you? Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? I have here the card Shelley the killer left at the scene of the crime. Shelley the killer? He's the person the police's special investigations team has been chasing for ages. I am certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the killer. Really? What's wrong, Mr. Powers? No, nothing. Nothing, just something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out. Oh? Actually, I saw the bellboy again later on that night. What? Uh-oh. Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw. Yes, sir. Right away. The second time. This time I was in the hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when the bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Corrida's room. Now that I think about it, that bellboy did seem kinda out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean... Thank you very much. This is all we need for now. Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. the Killer. Then we shall see. So the bellboy came out of the victim's room, and if that bellboy was really the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious. That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh. Ha 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 ha. This is no laughing matter. Mia, careful. Phoenix has never been in this situation before, so it's actually pretty rough for him. Turns out the killer's not very sneaky. Well, if a bellboy was to go to a person's room, it's probably to like either clean the room or like serve. I don't know, like. But coming out of the room, they would just leave. They would just knock if like there was room service or whatnot. My whole thing is plausible deniability for my clients. I find it hilarious that knowing the prosecution is completely right makes you think totally different about the incoming testimony. They are correct, but at the same time, they're not always correct. Correct? I think that's correct. But this time around, you know they're correct. So yeah, it changes everything. Takes payment out and open. It takes payment out and open 10 minutes before the hit. In the open, 10 minutes before the hit. And what time was it? Ah, well, I don't remember. The award ceremony ended around 8 p.m., right? And when I went to Matt's room pretty soon after that, and then I came back. And then I went to the bathroom. So I guess maybe it was around 8:10 p.m. by that time. You're not one for details, are you, Mr. Powers? Sorry. I thought I could maybe catch Matt and say my congrats. Like shit, it's totally obvious the killer was getting paid and he just got spotted. WTF do I say? Are you sure it was the same bellboy? Yeah. And how could you tell? All the bellboys wear the same uniform after all. But you see, well, he had those stitches in his face. So I'm sure it's the same guy that was talking with Matt. So which room did the bellboy come out of? How inconvenient that this is the only time the prosecution isn't a mile off. Dude, what I find hilarious, oh, mile off meaning Miles is not, Miles is, wait, a mile off. Oh, yeah, no. What I thought you were making a Miles Edgeworth joke. What I find funny is that Franziska actually would have won this trial if she was here. But they decided to actually shoot her in the shoulder like her father and basically incapacitate her for Miles Edgeworth to take the glory for this trial in specific. But it works out in Phoenix's favor as well. Because of Maya being kidnapped. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with all the pretty... Yeah, the one with all the really pretty flowers and teddy bears. It was Juan's room, all right. Words cannot describe how screwed I am. Let's continue with the testimony, shall we? So, what exactly was so out of place about him? Minus, you know, the stitches on his face, and that he was coming out of the victim's room after the victim was killed. Yeah, what was kind of out of place about him, dude? Like, can you describe him a little bit? Right. Why the insipid grin? Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next. Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed? That bellboy was one of the room service people, right? Oh, I did call it. He was a room service attendant, technically. But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. Okay, so what I said earlier, yeah, fine, fair. Now's the time to become a true lawyer and bluff to hell and back. He can't bluff to hell and back when he knows the truth already, though. That's the issue. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you? I agree that is a bit strange, Mr. Powers. But is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or... I mean, we have to provoke, right? There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really, really is. There really, really isn't. If you two are done bickering like school children now, bellboys are for room service. There's no reason for them to be empty-handed. Ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness' previous statement be supplanted? Be supplanted? I'm learning new words every day. Supplanted with this new one. Edgeworth, are you going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious? I see very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please. Yes, sir. The victim's room, huh? Yeah, the one with Juan's room, alright. So you're saying that it's suspicious for him to be empty-handed? Yeah, really suspicious. I mean, when I first saw that bellboy, he was holding a tray in his hand, and there was a bottle of juice and a wine glass on it. Juice? What kind of juice? I'm pretty sure it was tomato juice. If we could come up with some sort of reason as to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. Proof, huh? Sounds like another job for the court record. Please don't be so quick to judge. But it's kind of a Powers family thing. Think of every person as a thief. Well, I guess a thief and an assassin are both sneaky and silent. That's not the point, Phoenix. In any case, if that bellboy was the assassin, it would be very bad for us. But he really is the assassin, you know? Yes, but you can't give in yet. If you want to prolong this trial for as long as possible, you're going to have to pull some cheap tricks on this one. You know, the best way to prolong something is to avoid answering it in the first place, right? How do I lie? I'm already bad at figuring out the truth, but how do I figure out the lie? As to why he would come out empty-handed, some sort of proof, then I think we can dodge the bullet on this one for now. But the issue is proof. Because if I say the wine glass or the crime photo, which shows the wine glass and the juice, tomato juice on crime photo. Let's go. Am I dumb? Maybe. Why? Why are you dumb? Mr. Powers. Yes. You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But, isn't he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Apparently not, because they more than likely have trays in their hand. Gold? Well, there's also, I mean, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. Now you're lawyering. This is the crime scene. There's a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Kurita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner. Here. Table in the lower right corner here. Anyone can see that clearly that it has a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. This is why I didn't want to answer this, because Phoenix, it puts him into that room and leaving the stuff behind after they kill him. The bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Kurita's room. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was left empty-handed when he left. But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room. But you can prove that Mr. Kurita was already dead at that time. Mr. Edgeworth? Yes. I blame you for leading me down this route. I'm terribly sorry. What is with him? Why is he laughing? Witness? Isn't there one more thing you would like to share with us? Is there? The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say, empty-handed? I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black, leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right? Black leather gloves? Why didn't you mention them earlier? Sorry, it slipped my mind. Boy, does this bellboy... boy, yeah. Boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. I can't lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Come on, Mr. Wright. That bellboy was wearing black leather ones. So, a football is made of leather. Are you saying all footballs are suspicious because they're made of leather? Phoenix, why? But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant, and then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy. Ugh. It seems that we finally have come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony. The rest? Oh yes, please tell us more. Okay. If Juan is dead, why would he bother to leave the drinks? If Juan was dead when he entered the room, he probably would have dropped it out of shock. How to turn a horrible situation into peak humor. Agua. After leaving Juan's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat. A football has leather. Are you gonna just go on and accuse all footballs? Why is that so funny? Oh, shit. Okay. Oh. So the bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room. Yeah, I kind of saw all that by accident. Some accident. I'd say you saw too much, and all of it was suspicious to high heaven. I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let's get started. Shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. Yes, Your Honor. You got it, sir. You got it, dude. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow, bow. Bow, bow. Is that what you saw while you were busy spying? Excuse me? I may be a poor, underpaid action star, but even I wouldn't stoop to spying. Well, I think the point is, where did you watch all of this from, Mr. Powers? Oh, from the door of the bathroom with my left eye in a sort of sneaky spy-like, I knew he was spying. Please. It doesn't really matter if he was doing it over or underhandedly. What did the bellboy do next? That's all I care to know. I said, hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. I should probably ask him only one question at a time. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. Only an arm? Then, you're saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah. Well, it was Mr. Engarde's room, correct? So, it could have been Mr. Engarde himself, I'd say. And then, what did the bellboy do after that? Oh, so after he gave the person inside the room the thing... where did this bellboy go after he left Mr. Engarde's room? He opened the door to Viola Hall, went in there, and who knows after that, right? I do. Did you see anything strange, suspicious, or just out of the ordinary at the time? Oh yeah, I saw that one thing. What? He saw something else? Yo, Powers is like the most powerful character here right now because he literally saw everything go down, except the murder. He saw everything after the words. Yeah. There was this jittery alien with a ray gun. He was watching Juan Zor like some sort of stalker. I think we can forget about the alien. Well, Mr. Power's testimony just now was just as vague as his first. It's a little troublesome, isn't it? But I'm sure if you press him enough, everything will become clearer. Although this just makes it harder on us, doesn't it? Talk about a lose-lose situation. Ask about this something. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it something, would I? But this implies something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers? I think it was something kind of small. I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left to the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to that person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm. Yes, it was just like that. Mr. Edgeworth, is this all really that important? Of course, Your Honor. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client. Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was the bellboy handed off. Well, let's see. I think it was no. If you remember, please add it to your testimony. Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue. A statue? Yeah, it kinda looked like one, I guess. If I saw the actual thing, I'd probably remember, you know? Looks like for this trial to proceed, I'm going to have to come up with whatever this statue thing is and show it to him. You're gonna have to trust your instinct on this one and take a chance, Phoenix. Well, Mr. Powers, let's continue with your testimony. What did the bellboy do after that? What was the point of that pregnant pause? Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up. It was me, Your Honor. What is it, Phoenix? I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this. Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out. Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix. Deep breath. Mr. Powers, the something you saw, was it this item? Oh. Objection. Hey, Mir, how's it going, dude? Objection. Objection. All of you are objecting to my playthrough. Objection. Hello. Welcome, Raiders. How's it going? How is Freedom Planet, Mir? I think you were doing your Caro playthrough? Pretty good. Nice. And Caro's so good. Caro is amazing. Take this. I will take that, thank you. A shout out near the moth. But yeah, no, what was it? Noob had talked to me about Freedom Planet 2 and got me. Thank you for the follow, Mir. Much appreciated, dude. Noob had talked to me about Freedom Planet 2 for a while, and I finally played Freedom Planet 2. I think it was like either the beginning of this year, early this year, if not tail end of last year. I played Freedom Planet back in the past as well, and nah, you're good, Mir. No worries, dude. Next week, Moth gonna wreck Brevin first try. Absolutely, I believe in Mir. But I haven't played Freedom Planet 1 since, like, a full playthrough, since probably about 3-ish years ago, but they have amazing-ass boss battles, dude. Like, Brevin is amazing for a fight. A lot of that game, the soundtrack, animations, even the voice acting for how, like, kind of weird it was at the beginning was really impressive. But yeah, no, good to see that you're like continuing your playthrough of Freedom Planet. Trying to see everything I can see in Freedom Planet before I jump into Freedom Planet 2. Fair enough. She has beaten the second form of that one boss. Not sure of the name. She has beaten the second form of that one boss. I'm not sure. I never did play as Torque. Wait, you couldn't play as Torque in the past, could you? Friends. Celine means I beat the ship phase in Battle Glacier more easy. Oh, I see. Let me find the clip where she gets defeated. You can in the Steam beta? Really? You could play as Torque? That's kind of sick, because Carol's amazing. Don't show them. No, I will eventually see it, Mir. You do have some good clips from what I've seen, so yeah. Especially the one clip that Noob showed me randomly. All right. Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Wow, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out. I recall we found this at Matt Ungard's mansion. At the defendant's house. What does this mean? It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley the killer assassinated Juan Carita in his room, and then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime. Then the bear being found at Mr. Ungard's mansion would mean... It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Ungard is the killer's client. Turnabout the turnabout. Follow him off for great reacts? Yeah, no, definitely. Order. I said order. Mr. Wright, this is most unfortunate turn of events for you. Yeah. Sorry, Mia. No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. If you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have. I almost forgot that he knew about it too. I think it is clear that there's no need for us to continue this trial. I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please. Yes, Mr. Wright? There are still a few points left that we haven't fully explored. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. Oh. Give me a second. Hold on. Give me a second. Where is it? Oh, was it this one? Hold on. Let's boost that into 1080.
Oh, I hate that. Oh, he's dead. He's dead. Fuck you. Can you imagine if this motherfucker has a second face?
Yeah, I've seen this one. That one's priceless, honestly. That one's super priceless, dude. Oh shit. Noob did show me that one a while ago. That one's actually phenomenal. I will give you that. Oh well, we can't have that. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further? I will check that one out in a bit, Noob. The person who received it there, maybe. Because the person who would have received the bear would have been Mr. Ungard. That's how it would have gotten back to his house, correct? Power's testimony, the bear itself. This one's a little tricky, though, huh? That's when I still use a voice changer, but Greg was a great moment. Oh, nice. I will definitely check that out in a bit. Where? Okay, what am I missing right here? The person who received the bear, Power's testimony. Let's do the middle one. The middle one resonates with me a little bit. It's probably gonna be wrong. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear, and that is the identity of the person who received the bear. He gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of. What is it, Mr. Powers? If you're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why. Sorry. Actually, so, I've remembered who took the bear. What? Really? I mean, I only saw his arm, but the arm? It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear. You've gotta be kidding. Wait, in this photo, he doesn't have the stitches. Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers? Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure. It was a Nickel Samurai. Order. It looked like you've dug your own grave yet again. How many times is that today? I've lost count. The perfect profile photo? Which one, noob? The Nickel Samurai arm or the butler's face? The killer's face? I mean, side feed photo. Yeah, no, definitely. So the person who took in the little bear was a Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Ungard is the Nickel Samurai. But as we all know, Adrian Andrews also dressed up as the Nickel Samurai too. Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clear. What am I supposed to do now? Mia, help. You don't have time to act lost. You've got to find another angle to attack this from. Hurry. Now, I will bring this... Your Honor? Again, Mr. Wright. We've already removed any and all questionable areas of this testimony. It's about time you were removed from this court, Mr. Wright. I have to find something. Even one more little point will do. There are still questions left unanswered. What are you trying to pull? Oh, well, we can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright. What questionable point would you like to further explore? God, Phoenix. You're really dragging it out, my dude. Let's go for the bear itself. I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable. The bear, Mr. Wright? This was found at Mr. Ungard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since a murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home. Oh, I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It is not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to his mansion. Ooh, true! Why, that's very true. Why didn't we consider that point, Mr. Wright? There is no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home. Disaster averted? Not so clearly. You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Right. Or Mr. Wrong, should I say. That was bad. Uh-huh. I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape. I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer. The killer and Engard were working together, so to speak. And the killer was hiding at Engard Mansion as its butler. What a bold move. The bear figurine was brought back to Engard Mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation. Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now. This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I think we've heard enough. We now know why this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who was it that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Matt Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I shall now hand down my verdict. Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you? I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth. Any last objections, Mr. Wright? Well, what should I do? At the end of the day, for Maya's sake, we have to raise an objection. Objection! But what can we pull out to actually, do this right now? There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Engard Mansion. However, it's possible that this is all the work of a certain other person. He's gonna pin it on Adrian. What are you saying? What I am saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client. You're so cringe, Mr. Wright. The real client? Yes. Tisk tisk, is this all you have? Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who are you going to, unfortunately, pin all of this on? It's Maya Fey. Arrest her, bring her here so we can at least know that she's very safe.
Take that!
Adrian Andrews? Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt Engard for the crime by wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Then the nickel samurai's arm I saw, that could have very well been Miss Andrews. Summon Maya to the court. Perfect song. If only. This is a dirty trick. But what about Mr. Engard? If you would please recall yesterday's testimony, the defendant was taking a nap during the break period. That's right. Then, finding this figure at Mr. Engard's mansion, it was a very well laid out trap set by Miss Andrews. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this? I can't even begin to count the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either. What is with this trial? Come on, anyone. I can't believe the defense would go on to pin the guilt onto someone else. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty, it's murder of all things. So save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is the one fight I can't give up on. Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom. Your Honor. For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with this what-if game. His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth? The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. I can't sell with Edgeworth right now. I really can't. Because it's like, he knows. Is he playing the stall tactic for Maya as well? Like, it seems obvious, but at the same time, he plays his role way too fucking well, dude. He really does. Okay. Mr. Wright, even if you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear? He's right. The killer did especially bring that bear to Engard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it? Absolutely. I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all doubts against Miss Andrews. And who would that be? It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself. Ooh. Oh no, we have to see her after accusing. Oh, I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare to witness in that time. Yes, Your Honor. She gonna hate you. Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? Thank you for the hydrate. But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian. I swear this even will pay. Mr. Nick. Earls? Where's Mia? I don't know. A really strong power suddenly called her away. Maya? A really strong power? Who could it be? Who could it be? Oh, Mr. Nick, your phone is... It's from Gumshoe. How's it going? Have you been hanging in there, pal? Yeah, sort of. We just barely found something to latch onto. Phew, that's good, pal. And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where the killer and Maya are? We still don't have any leads, but... What? We don't have any more time. If we just had one, even a single clue would be really helpful. I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. But have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Mia. It looked like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me. So it was Maya that called you away. She's locked up in a little dusty room right now. But I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away. Gumshoe, is there a circus in town right now? The very big circus, pal. Ah! Let's go! Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent. What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map about 300 foot radius from the main tent. Hurry. And? I can see a mailbox under the window just outside. Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox. Okay, what else? What else, Mia? I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her. An old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck. Good luck. I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal? Mia, just tell us the street address already. Like, seriously. That's all you had to do. That's all you had to do. But no. Mia, Maya's not hurt, right? She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being Oh, no. Why are you starving her? She loves food. Burgers, especially. Gumshoe, please hurry. Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix? It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer. She gonna hate me. March 23rd, 12:05 p.m. District Court, courtroom number 3. Wow, we don't even get like the little break. That's all. Court will now reconvene. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Un momento, sorry. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called today as a witness stand to you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have. You have seen it before? That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? The bear. Show us the bear secrets. All right. Why does she? Actually, this is a really elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. If you really can't tell that it's just a small jewelry box just by looking at it. So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it? Yes. Looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree? Yes. This is a superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. It looks like there's really something to that bear after all. All right. A puzzle? That's right. But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. The people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. Yeah, it looked like a cut-up bear. So, what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart? And how would one go about doing that? Well, you would first turn its tail to the right and then push it in. Oh, yes, I see. Oh, yes, I see. After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed. Oh, this is most interesting. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. Let him be young again, Phoenix. Let him be young. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on. I think he's lost it. So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? And how do you know about this? I know because I was the one who bought it. Huh? It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland. Then this was a present from you? That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be just perfect for Hawaii. Let the judge solve the puzzle. Perfect Saul tactic. It really is. He's just playing with it the entire time right now still too. So it was a present from Miss Andrews. Witness, let's continue with your testimony. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle? Only the 2 of us. Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are that many people with the same bear. Odd. Okay. Sorry. Phone buzzed. So I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country. But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside. Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. Is this where the, Juan's secret is hidden inside, though? Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box? I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the 2 of us knew. The 2 of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Engard didn't know either, right? I think this is all I'm gonna get for now. Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there's one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box? What's inside? That's right. And that's what we are going to find out next, Witness. Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Please. There's a painful silence coming from the audience. All eyes are on Miss Andrew now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart. I've opened it. Is this what you wanted? What is this? It looks like a note. Is it her suicide note? There's no way, right? I don't think we need to guess at what this is, do we, Miss Wright? It's the suicide note. The suicide note. The suicide note by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Pax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. Did she not know? It seems Celeste Pax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left behind right before she committed suicide. Order. Witness, did you know about this? Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere. Because it was already taken by the killer. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's face. So, now that the suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate for the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note out aloud. Very well. The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her notes, Celeste Pax left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Ungard. About being engaged to Carita and Ungard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. And that's all Miss Pax had to say. There's one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Ungard. Then, what? Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the content of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference. My word! Madame Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze. Which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost. It's Ungard's fault that the woman killed herself. And this time, he went so far as to kill someone to stop him from revealing that. How terrible. What a selfish person. I guess there are slime ball lawyers out there who will defend creeps like that too. There's no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house. It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay, there are two deadly pieces of evidence, the figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those. The gavel's already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, please hurry. We are going to pursue... It doesn't matter. Both of them suck. They suck in a way that it's like... It's just, how are you gonna pursue either lead? Please wait, Your Honor. Phoenix Wright, get the hell out of here. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's protecting a killer at all. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Ungard killed in order to obtain this note. Yes, that is correct. But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there's a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Krita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt Ungard could have not known what was written on this note. Oh, I didn't think of that. Think of it in that way. Exactly, but I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Order, order, order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion? It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one. Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. I believe a show of appreciation is in order. Huh? The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this. What is this? What is that? It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying. Spying? What the? I thought the spy camera was in my possession. No, Phoenix. He's got that down too. Matt Ungard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses. And the victim, Juan Carrito, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Ungard. Order, order. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. You, don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities. Well, sort of. Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright. I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night, I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this Gumshoe's bug sweeper. By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera. Matt Ungard's fingerprints were on there? Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say with that evidence? I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ungard's learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, now what's that lawyer thinking? Tommy, is that man the bad killer guy? Shush, stop, don't look at him. The way he's sweating is just so nasty. Phoenix? Yes, Chief? Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Does running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. Well, what is it, Mia? There's a piece of evidence that he should really investigate. something that he should investigate? I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? Because she's giving us a hint but not giving us a clear answer, Phoenix, because we have to come up with that. Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any more objections, correct? Nothing more? What is this piece of evidence that Mia's talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? I have an objection, Your Honor. That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily. You're beginning to sound desperate. That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something? You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence. I don't know. What is Mia talking about? What is Phoenix now bullshitting about? Because I have no idea. What evidence? The bear or the suicide note? Now you really feel like Phoenix. I do right now. I really do. Okay, legitimately, is this something that I should know, but I'm just being a dumbass about? I don't know, can't remember. Just need the bare necessities. Alright, present the suicide note. That is Miss Impact's suicide note, right? Who knows? Oh, because how do you even know if she wrote it, if anything? Maybe, I don't know. I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside the bear. But this bear in my possession was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed. He's pulling out all the tricks. So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed. Mr. Wright, are you saying this suicide note is a fake? Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear? How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever. But if this is a fake, then the witness who is the only person who could have made it. What? Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could have solved the puzzle is the witness herself. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Engard. I did no such thing. Right? If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory. I don't have to. Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution. Yo, Phoenix! Holy shit, you're a savage! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on this suicide note? It is as his defense stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed. That's the case. It seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible. That's impossible. This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry this trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate. Handwriting analysis, my butt, that's just a lawyer trying to buy more time. Engard is guilty. Look, any idiot can tell you that. I think we've reached the end of the line. Guilty, guilty, guilty. Oh my god. Please. What is it? What is that sound? It's Gumshoe. Hello, Gumshoe? What is with him? What's with that thigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer? He got away. What? I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some other way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyways, what's going on? We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone? There's no way. This is terrible. I'm going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me we don't have any more. Do you hear that? They're calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't. For you to come this far in. Oh. What is it? Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth. I can't do that. Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself? Yes, Your Honor. I am about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch. What is going on, Mr. Edgeworth? Please, you've got to buy us some more time. Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying, Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. I'm sorry, Your Honor, but I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow. This time I really can't do anything. Court is now adjourned for the day. Spinning phone PNG. Edgeworth. Please wait, Your Honor. Edgeworth? What is it, Mr. Edgeworth? I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time. For what purpose? We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time. But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes? I believe we can, Your Honor. But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned it for today and then reconvene tomorrow? 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor, that's all I am asking for. Please, Your Honor. Very well. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised, I will not allow another recess today. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting us. The court will now take its final recess of the day. The spinning phone, PNG, go! 2:04 p.m. District Court. Yeah. Right? Well, what's going on with my situation? The killer. It looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Report. Is that Mr. Edward? We don't have time, just spit it out. Right. It looks like we just missed him, sir, but the killer left a few things behind by accident in his rush to get away. Few things? Can we use any of them as evidence? Oh, I thought you asked, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over. Really? That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped this stuff and ran. What? Gumshoe, don't go to jail for this. But you're amazing, dude. Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now. Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble for this. I really hope so, too. With my hunk of junk car, I'd say I'll be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry. I'll be there. Wait for me. Alright, just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one else can stop me now, sir. No one. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light. Gumshoe, don't die. Items left behind by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. What the hell's going on? Hey, what's wrong? Detective Did Gumshoe get into an accident? No one can stop me. What happened? Sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well. What was he thinking? We've got to hurry and call for help. But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get to those items before they do, the police will take possession of them. No, we can't let that happen. Well, if there's a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance. Why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? I mean, is there any way to find out exactly where he is at this moment? There's always a way. That's right, there is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Through what, Phoenix? Oh, wait. Did it actually work? If that's one of the pieces of evidence. Right? We're not in the middle of a mock trial here. I guess this won't work, huh? Guess it's up to me, alright. I will think of something on my end. Don't get your hopes up too high, but I guess I'll try my best. Did I say something wrong? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. Hold on. No. Is there something? A transmitter?
Take that!
Is there legit nothing I can do to actually figure out where Gumshoe is myself? Through Maya's Magatama? No. No, of course. Through the power of my attorney's badge, I will find Gumshoe. Damn, I'm just curious if this one's actually a solvable one, that's all. I am unsure, to be honest, dude. Franziska! She has a tracker on him! Why are you bringing up Franziska at a time like this? Oh, I see. I'll try to get into contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have. I forgot she had a tracker on Gumshoe. I'm like thinking items, but not people. And then when I hovered over her, I'm like, I remember she said, like, yeah. Franziska, will she even want to help us? Edgeworth? What is it? I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say defense attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death. Right? It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided. The verdict. Is Prosecutor Edgeworth here? Yes, bailiff? There's a phone call for you, sir. They said it was extremely urgent. they're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do. Oh, is she gonna be able to help us? Will she help us? Like... Gumshoe, don't die. Just kiss already. Exactly. Exactly. 2:35 p.m. Let's go. We ain't done. Court will now reconvene. I assume both sides are ready? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. I can understand the defense acting like this. However, why do you also seem distraught, Mr. Edgeworth? That is, it's nothing, Your Honor. What's wrong with Edgeworth? It looks like something unexpected just happened to him. Now then, Mr. Edgeworth, if you could please tell the court the results of the handwriting analysis on Miss Impax's suicide note. Yes, Your Honor. Unfortunately, the defense was correct. We have discovered that this suicide note is a forgery. What? What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth? This note was not written by Miss Impax herself. It is a fake. I see. Order. Mr. Edgeworth, would you care to explain what is going on? If this was not written by Miss Impax, then who wrote it? We would need more time to do a more detailed analysis. However, it appears that the handwriting matches that of the victim, Mr. Juan Crida. Mr. Crida? Well. It looks like Miss Impax never left a suicide note after all. She never wrote anything about Angard. However, Your Honor, even though this suicide note is indeed a fake, Mr. Angard could not have known that, and so the facts remain unchanged. Acting under the assumption that it was real, he had plotted to possess it. That does sound very plausible. The theory that Angard had no idea that the suicide note was fake, something seems a little wrong with it. The defense believes that the theory the prosecution has stated contradicts testimony. If everything the prosecution has proven up to this point is true, then it's impossible for Mr. Angard to have known it was fake. Was a fake. Because of the spy camera? What is this little item called again? A video camera, Your Honor. Well, a very small one. Oh, that's right, a camera. You kids and your fancy toys nowadays. Yeah, sure. Mr. Edgeworth, earlier you claimed that Mr. Angard knew of the existence of this note because he was spying on the victim. Isn't that right? If that were true, then this means Mr. Angard would have known that the victim had forged the note. So then the defendant knew this suicide note was a fake, and if that's true, then the situation has suddenly changed in a very dramatic way. Exactly, Your Honor. The prosecution's theory as to what Mr. Angard's motive for murder was, it has suddenly disappeared into thin air. But, Your Honor, it is not as if Mr. Angard monitored Mr. Crida 24 hours a day. Perhaps the victim wrote the note in a place Mr. Angard didn't know of. Well, right back at you, Mr. Edgeworth. Why don't you show us some proof that the victim made the forgery at an unknown place? Order. Mr. Edgeworth. It looks like this time it is you who has dug his own grave. As I figured, it came down to this after all. Mr. Edgeworth, you are not making any sense. Is he gonna call Lotta to the stand? When I heard the result of the handwriting analysis, I thought this might happen. The question is, what next? What next? If the prosecution can't prove Miss Arngard's motive through the evidence, then we must prove it from another angle. Well, I agree with you there. Your Honor, the prosecution would like to call a witness to the stand at this time. Oh, well, that's fine. However, this witness is a little unusual, to say the least. Edgeworth stuttering? This is not like him at all. Unusual? Well, what sort of witness is this person, Mr. Edgeworth? This witness is the one who is perfectly fit to answer once and for all the question of who was it that hired Shelley the killer to commit murder? That's impossible. When no such person exists who can answer that question with such certainty. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth, who is this witness? It's either Lotta Hart or Wendy Oldbag, because I have no. Could it be Pearls? Yes, go on. Who is it? Wait, the man himself, Mr. Shelley the Killer? Oh, Mr. the Killer. Wait, Shelley the Killer? You mean the killer? I mean the assassin? Yes, Your Honor. He's coming here to the witness stand? Well, yes, in a manner of speaking. I recognize that this is a very unusual circumstance, so I ask for your permission. Well, Mr. Wright? Yes? Is that alright with you? Do I have a choice here? I can't really do much else to drag this trial out. The defense has no objections, Your Honor. I wonder if it's really alright to do this. Very well then, the prosecution calls its witness to the stand. Edgeworth, is there no other way left to us? I'm confused. How do you get him to the stand? Now then, witness. Your name and your, occupation, please? Very good, sir. I'm sorry. I gotta take a break. I'll be right back. Alright, I am calm, cool, collected to interview the killer directly. Thank you for the clip, noob. Thank you so much. Oh, yeah. Okay. My name is Shelley the Killer, and I am a professional assassin. I say, what is going on here, Your Honor? How can you remain so calm, and what is the meaning of this two-way radio? Actually, Your Honor, it was delivered to me just now, and it came with a condition. As long as we do not trace its source, Mr. the Killer will testify to this court. So this must be what the urgent phone call he got earlier was about. Oh no, this will not do. I cannot allow this in my court. First of all, we cannot even be sure that this is Mr. the Killer himself. Witness, please present some evidence. Please present some sort of proof that you are in fact Shelley the Killer. I understand. Please wait a second, and I will kill somebody and let you know. I'm so hungry. Maya. A voice? Mr. Wright, can you confirm anything from this? The defense has no objections to this person. We are satisfied that this man is indeed Shelley the Killer. It looks like we have run into yet another unexpected turn of events. First a parrot, now a killer. Who was that on the voice? Who was on that, next to him? How did they confirm? We'll find out soon, I guess. Well, it doesn't seem like we have too many choices under these circumstances. So, now then, witness, there's one thing I would like to confirm before we speak of anything else. And what would that be? At the request of a client, you killed Mr. Juan Carrera. Is this correct? It is as you say. I did indeed kill Mr. Carrera. Now that we have answered that, let's move on to the name of your client. Very well. This is all just a bad dream. Yes, that's it. A bad dream. Shelly the killer, what is he going to say? There is something I must... To an assassin, nothing is more important than the trust between a client and himself, and that is the reason I am here today on this witness stand. It is my wish that you grasp this concept before I give the name of my client. Mr. the Killer seems to be a very clever man. I'd almost say he seems to be mocking us. While he may appear to be our enemy, Your Honor, Mr. the Killer is only stating the truth. He is no hypocrite. He has always stood by this one belief. You mean about this trust between his client and himself thing? It seems to be a level of trust beyond what people like me can comprehend. Very well. Mr. Wright, are you ready to cross-examine the witness? Yes, Your Honor. There's no way to know what's coming next, so stay cool and collected, Phoenix. You know, like me. That doesn't go into a laughing fit at seeing a freaking, you know, the killer being the witness at this point in time. We can hear anything you have to say later. Can you please just tell us your clients? I don't think you understand your place, Mr. Attorney. I said this is something I must state first. Do you know what the word first means? Sorry, go on. Well, it appears that this is one witness you can't badger, Miss Wright. That's only because you don't know about my situation. The trust between you and your client. I provide my services in a fast and efficient manner. In exchange, I trust that my clients are discreet about me and my identity. If too many people knew my face, it would be quite troublesome. And that is why you're testifying in this manner? This is the first time one of my clients has ever been accused of murder. Wait, didn't he just admit it? I must preserve the killer name so my clients can trust me. But couldn't someone stab you in the back and break your trust? It has never happened before, but if it ever did, yes, that person wouldn't be my client for very long. They would certainly. And that's enough, please, no more. Very well, it was only a hypothetical anyway. Ooh. That seems a little strange to me. I mean, you're about to tell us the name of your client. I would think that this would be very bad for them. It doesn't matter to me. This client has already broken the rules and acted outside of their prescribed role. Their role? This person tried to implicate another of their crime in order to save themselves. And this is a trespass that cannot be forgiven. You? Who gave you the right to be so high and mighty? To the gentleman who spoke just now, excuse me, but would you care to die? No, I didn't say anything. The judge had better watch himself. Let's go, Shelly, tell his ass. We understand, so please tell us the name of your client. I'm afraid I cannot do that. I still have a few things to say before I do. That egomaniac and maniacal. It's not good for your health to be so aggravated. You won't live very long if you let everything bother you. Somehow that coming from an assassin makes it less than comforting. Did they spell comforting wrong? I don't really care about all this extra fluff. Just tell us the name already. Patience, try to calm down a little. It's important to try and understand his mindset. He seems very steadfast and closed, so you're going to have to work to get him to talk. I'm not his therapist, you know. Hold on. I have to see that real quick. That egomaniacal. Oh, okay. No, they didn't. Phoenix, you're trying to stall. Let him ramble. I'm sorry, but I was just wondering about something you just said. You said that your client had already broken the rules. A person who frames another is the worst kind of human. And that's why you feel you can betray this person? I have no trust relation with a client who can't understand their assigned role. Just my luck, an assassin with a conscience. Who would have figured? Now then, everyone, do you think you can understand my logic? This case just keeps getting better and better. If you can't, then I'm afraid we can't proceed. Everyone understands your point, I think. Really. In that case, I believe I am prepared to disclose the information you seek. You have made it crystal clear that you value trust over all else. I believe we are ready. Excellent. And that is... Yes, I do agree. What is it? Now I can't bring myself to ask the client's name. If you can't ask it, Mr. Wright, then I will. Witness? What is the name of your client who requested the murder of Mr. Juan Carita? That person's name is... Adrian Andrews. Witness? That's not who you told me it was earlier. Pray tell, what are you talking about, Mr. Prosecutor? I should think I know my own client, and it is Adrian Andrews. What? This can't be on the phone earlier. What's going on here? My guess is that the killer just stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back. Stabbed Mr. Edgeworth in the back? I'm sure in order to get an audience with this court, Mr. the Killer told him a different name. Madame Guard, perhaps? I knew it. This is outrageous. I was deceived. The witness is telling a very serious lie, but you were the one who summoned this witness. You, Shelley the Killer? My testimony is the truth. The defendant at the moment is Madame Guard, am I correct? All I wish to do is help procure his acquittal. Wow. All of a sudden, it feels like we can actually win this. The prosecution has failed to provide a motive and has instead provided the suicide note, which is a forgery created by the victim. Furthermore, there's a possibility the defendant himself knew it was a fake. But most definitive of all, we have heard from the assassin himself the name of his client. The killer's client who requested the murder was not the defendant at all. No. With all this evidence, it is obvious to me that this means that Mr. Matt Ungard is innocent. It seems I have caused you all a bit of confusion. Please continue your discussion and call me when you have reached a verdict. Uh-oh. Bailiff, please bring in Miss Adrian Andrews at once. But now, with the way this is going, Ungard will be found innocent. This may be our last chance to save Maya. Yeah, but it's gonna come at the cost of Adrian. But Edgeworth is right. The killer is lying, and Ungard, my client, I know he's guilty. Can I live with myself if I win this? Who would have believed that the prosecution's own witness would have absolved the defendant? Your Honor, the prosecution requests permission to further question the witness. Shelley, the killer, is certainly lying under oath. It wasn't me. Listen, everyone, please. That testimony just now, it was all just one big lie. Miss Andrews, the suicide note may have been fake, but that man, Matt, he's a reason why Celeste died. And Juan's death, it was all because he got pulled into Matt's twisted world. That testimony just now, you have to believe me, it was a horrible, horrible lie. But Mr. the Killer himself has testified. He has named you as his client. No, that's not true. Also, there's quite a bit of evidence that points to you. The knife and button, donning the nickel samurai costume. But that's... You even have a motive. We know that Miss Celeste's impacts was a big part of your life. You wanted to follow her, and you wanted revenge against the two who hurt her. I would say you have plenty of reasons to want them both dead. I know. Mr. Wright. You know the truth. Tell them. Tell them the real story. Who the real killer is. Tell them. Please. Help me. Yes, I know the truth. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. I believe we have reached the end of this trial. Therefore, I ask the defense for any final words or opinions. I have to decide. Do I take the not guilty verdict and save Maya? Or do I throw this chance away and wait for Gumshoe's new evidence? I feel like this game can have two endings. I don't like that. What am I supposed to do? This is a scumbag ending. But Maya would rather me not be a scumbag. I'll believe in Gumshoe. Phoenix? I can't do it, Mia. I can't accept a not guilty. You are a lawyer. I know. But Matt Ungard is a killer, a murderer. I can't let him get away with this. I can't let someone else take the fall. If I let Miss Andrews be convicted, then I am no better than Ungard. And even though I don't want to admit it, I have to face the fact that it is because of Edgeworth that I know now the real truth. Exactly. Shut up. It's not that I want to, but we're trying to save Maya, your best girl too, Quinby. He could have gotten Ungard convicted so many times over, but he never took a single one of those chances. If I take this verdict right now, I'd be betraying his trust. His trust? Yeah, we could tackle his trust. I never thought about it until now. I trust him? Yes, do. Mr. Wright, your opinion, please. The defense requests that we be allowed to further question Mr. the Killer. Am I hearing you correctly, Mr. Wright? Right. But... That witness has cleared your client through his testimony. Your job here is done. I'm not done yet. To see through witnesses' lies and find the truth. That is my job, Your Honor. Amazing song to play at this point, though. There's still more evidence to look at, and I'm sure that once those pieces arrive here in this very courtroom, a miracle will occur. Very well. The trial will continue, Mr. Edgeworth. Please reestablish connection with Mr. the Killer. Right away, Your Honor. Has a verdict been reached? Before that, we would like to talk with you a little more. About? All you needed from me was the name of my client. What else could you need me for? Well, actually, we would like to hear everything you know about this case. That is how things are usually done. What is he talking about, usually done? But what shall we have him testify about now? Mr. the Killer, if you don't mind, please testify about your client in more detail. You legal people and your procedures. Is it any wonder no one likes to go to court? Oh, the trial's the best part. As I already stated quite a few times, Adrian Andrews is my client. However, one thing I simply cannot overlook is tampering with the scene of the crime. My client did it to frame another for the crime. While pretending to be the first person to discover the body and enter the scene, Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Guerrero was dead. But even more appalling is the creation and planting of the knife and button. That act is what I was referring to when I said my client had broken the rules. This is a most unexpected turn of events for the fifth time now. However, this time everything has finally been revealed for the final time.
Objection!
Just a second, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Edgeworth? We still have the cross-examination to do. But you don't need to question testimony like this, do you, Mr. Wright? Your Honor, the defense will question the witness, as if I have a choice here. Huh? Why? What this witness has said is nothing but beneficial to the defense's case. If you scrutinize the testimony, then I'll expose the lies in that oh-so beneficial testimony, I suppose. I don't understand what's going on anymore. That makes two of us. We're gonna, tackle a communication device now. What is it, Miss Wright? If I press him the wrong way, it might raise suspicions on his end, but I have to do something to waste more time. Witness, about requesting a hit. Yes? How much is your fee? I see you are also quite a dark-hearted man, Mr. Attorney. Huh? If you would like to talk business, we can do so after the trial. No. I'm not thinking, Mr. Wright. Yes, sir? You want to kill me. You want me dead, don't you? What? Why would you think something like that, Your Honor? Guilty, Mr. Phoenix. Right? You are hereby declared guilty. I wish this would cause an immediate game over, because it would be hilarious. Witness, let's continue. Why did you disclose the name of your client? They are your client, are they not? I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. If I had a problem with such a thing, I wouldn't be very effective at my job. Yeah, well, a change in occupation might be good for you. However, I will say this, even though I am one that does the deed, my clients are always the real guilty party. That goes without saying, Mr. the Killer. And their fate is to live with the knowledge of their guilt on their shoulders. However, my client this time thought that they could run away from their guilt. Are you talking about the button and the knife? Yes, and my business card. Oh, this card. So, that no one has to waste their time, including the police. I always make it a point to make things as easy as possible. You try to make things easy? My business card makes it very easy to identify who carried out the service. He's pretty devoted to his work, I see. But to disregard everything, to go and stab the deceased with a knife, and even hide my card from sight, that is something I cannot overlook. It's really hard to tell if he's being truthful or not without him being here. Now, it still would be hard to, get that if he was here or not. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually, most people try to create an alibi for themselves. If you should use my services, Mr. Attorney, I would suggest you plan for your alibi too. No, I already told you I have no intention of ever using your services, ever. Why does he keep looking at me like I'm the one on trial here? I love this so far. From the very beginning. And that is correct. From before my client visited the room, all of my clients know precisely what the situation is at all times. I wonder if that's really true. That's odd. So why did you think your client did that? What do you mean by why? Well, fiddling around at the scene of the crime is pretty risky, and why would someone who has requested murder go to the crime scene anyway? That is true. I assume it was probably done to frame Mr. Engard. If that's the case, then why didn't the person just request that you do it? Sadly, that is not possible. Huh? My job is to kill, that is all, and to leave my business card behind. Naturally, the business card is so my clients may escape blame. To protect them is my duty. Even if they say it's for revenge, setting someone else up to take your fall. A killer's code of honor. It's very disturbing and interesting. And that's all you have to testify? Yes, and I pray that I will never be called to the stand again. Again? As in, you plan to continue? I must, as I have yet to find a person to take my place and become the fourth successor. Actually, how would you like a new life, Mr. Attorney? Excuse me? No, I'm fine, really. Are you really now? I wonder what kind of man the judge thinks I am now. What are you going to do now, Phoenix? All I can do now is expose the lies. That's true, however, you realize that will be very bad for our client, right? I'm so confused, but the one thing I know for sure is I can't let this trial end yet. Well, you do need the money. Does he get paid if he fails the trial, actually? Oh, this card. So no one has its ways, including the police, to identify the service. But to disregard everything to go and stab the deceased with a knife and even hide my card from sight, that's something I can't. So you're saying most clients wouldn't do such a thing? That is correct. Usually most people... I would think that most people wouldn't be able to overlook a person hiring another to kill. What a... Adrian Andrews already knew from the very beginning that Juan Corrida was dead. From the very beginning? That is correct. From before my client visited the room. All of my clients know precisely. Would it be the spy camera that was inside the bear? Or would it be the stuffed bear itself? Neither, really. The guitar case, maybe? Or the juice? Is it why she poured the juice to begin with? Okay, yeah, it's why she poured the juice. Thank you for taking so much time to testify, Mr. the Killer. What is the meaning of that attitude? When Adrian Andrews entered the victim's room, your client had no idea that Juan Corrida had been murdered. But how do you know that? From this wine glass, Your Honor. The glass. Mr. the Killer's supposed client thought Mr. Corrida had only fainted. Which is why this glass of tomato juice was poured for the victim. But isn't that just a part of Adrian Andrews' calculated plan? That is not possible, Your Honor. The glass bears the fingerprints of that person. Had this been planned, they never would have left their fingerprints behind. I see your point, Mr. Edgeworth. What is your opinion? Strangely enough, I had the same thought just now. Witness, how do you explain the strange phenomenon? Isn't this a waste of time to ask about such minor detail? It's not a very important point anyway, correct? No. I'm afraid you are mistaken. If Adrian Andrews really is your client, as you claim, then your client should have had knowledge of Mr. Corrida's death. If not, then that can only mean that Adrian Andrews was never your client at all. How strange. Yes? Why is it that the attorney has yet to raise an objection at this absurd situation? Phoenix, if the killer figures out what we're up to, we're in real trouble. Yeah, I know. Mr. Edgeworth, I'm surprised. You know you can't say anything like that without any evidence. Ah, sorry. Well, that was an awfully weak objection for the two of you. Anyway, I'm positive there was a contradiction in that testimony. The prosecution requests further testimony concerning when the request was taken. Very well. Play it cool, bro. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. Right now, I have to buy us more time. While we wait for the items the killer left behind to get here. I just know that the very outcome of this trial lies with those items. I need to know what happened to Gumshoe. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. That is what occurred. I trust my memory, and I believe I have made no mistakes. Also, we learned Gumshoe had a car. Did he have a car? Did he rent a car? Did he take a taxi? We don't know. Oh wait, Gumshoe was driving. Quinby. Thank you for the posture check. I will put my legs down. Okay. Emphasis on had. Good for him. So, you physically met your client, huh? That is correct. Meeting one's client is the first step to building trust, in my opinion. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. This request came to me, about a week ago. It was a request for my services on the night of the award ceremony. We met at a certain bar to discuss and finalize a few matters. Wait, have to actually press. 1 week ago? Are you sure? Yes, I am quite sure. I, of course, had my own preparations, and I was barely able to finish. When you request my services, Mr. Attorney, I hope you will keep that in mind. Please stop. In any case, my client this time had a very specific date and time in mind. Specific date and time. Did you ask why on that specific night? No. I tried to fulfill all the conditions of my client's request. But as for why, I only had my suspicions. Your suspicions, huh? So, what are these suspicions you had? Why did your client request at night? I'm sure it was all for the bear. The bear? My client spoke of it. I'm sure there will be a bear-shaped figurine in Juan Creator's room. I would like you to retrieve that item for me. You must be talking about this bear puzzle. Inside that figurine was a suicide note. Naturally, the victim brought it with him to his hotel room. He was planning to publicly disclose its content at the press conference after all. That is correct. If I had not done the job that night, I would have not known where that bear figurine was. I see. Well, Mr. Wright, was this testimony just now of any importance? It was very important. The testimony just now has made one thing clear, and that is... the client knew the secret of the bear figurine. Huh? Why is everyone so quiet, Miss Wright? I think all of us already knew that. Oh, really? Witness, please continue with your testimony. Or Phoenix. So you physically met Adrian Andrews, right? Of course I did. What was that? What was it with that brief pause? Witness, I would like for you to give us a few more details. Always meet my clients as a matter of principle. I have never taken requests by telephone or mail. And why is that? That's because I value the trust between the client and myself above all else, and the only way to establish that is to speak to the client while looking them in the eye. Very well, Mr. Wright, was the testimony just now of any importance? Yes. Of course it was very important, Your Honor. If Mr. the Killer had met his client before the murder, then it's unlikely he is mistaken. So you're saying that his client really was Adrian Andrews? I guess so. It was mondo important, Your Honor. You see, it's just as I said. I'm so lost. Who the heck am I supposed to be helping here? Calm down, Phoenix. Think carefully and relax. Well, now, would you the witness please? Okay. It was not important. Why he meets his clients is not important, and that wasn't the point. Witness, please stop sidestepping my question. What do you mean by that? My question was, did you really meet Adrian Andrews in person? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. I did. It was only through talking with him face to face that I began to trust him. That's when I thought I can trust this person as a client. It's true. Did he just assume her gender? Did he just assume that she was a he? Hear what they say. Gasp. When they say talking about face to face. Well, Mr. Wright, it was extremely important. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. If I heard what I think I heard just now, then I think I've got him. Your Honor, I believe the testimony just now was of the utmost importance. Really? If that's the case, witness, please include the statement just now in your testimony. Very well. Hold on. We will go to that, but give me a second. So your client was Adrian Andrews. That is correct. Well, he says the two of them met, but if they did, then there shouldn't be anything wrong with the killer's testimony. Well, there doesn't seem anything strange this time around. Have to draw more information from him, but you can't draw his suspicion. If you can do that, you should be able to find a flaw in his testimony somewhere. Talk about a delicate balance. But as we know now, that was not how it turned out, correct? What do you mean? Adrian Andrews turned out to be a client who couldn't stick to the rules, right? Well, yes. I suppose you're correct. So I would like to check one last time. Are you sure your testimony is accurate? We're gonna present Adrian. I would like to go over this one more time. You met Adrian Andrews at a bar and took the request at that time? Yes, that is correct. And that's when you thought he was trustworthy. How many times must I repeat myself? Yes, that is correct. I'm sorry, but that is an impossible tale. What? Shelley the Killer. You have never met the real Adrian Andrews. Why would you say that? Because you made one very big slip-up about her. So, what is the issue? What did you just say now? About her? If you had ever met Adrian Andrews in person, one look would have told you, Phoenix, we do not assume here, would have told you that she is a woman. Different times. And what a woman she is. Order. Orders in the court. Mr. Wright, what is the meaning of this? So this witness testified to the following, that he always meets face-to-face with his clients when taking the request. But he has never met Adrian Andrews in person. Yes, Your Honor. That is exactly the point. That means Mr. the Killer's client could not have been Miss Adrian Andrews. Oh, he's leaking right now. Mr. Edgeworth, I understand your logic on this one. However, why would the assassin make such a basic mistake? I believe it has to do with her name, because that's what I did find that a little, like, where Adrian Andrews does sound like a more masculine name, but at the same time can be used for both ends. Her name? Yes, Adrian Andrews is, without a doubt, a very androgynous name. Yeah. Oh, androgynous. Yeah, true. No, not more towards the masculinity. It could use for both. Yeah. Yes, I see. Unluckily for Mr. The Killer, the entire time he was on the stand, no one had stated Adrian Andrews' gender, and so he simply picked the wrong gender to go with. What? What is going on? Golly, the Killer, this court demands an explanation. I think somehow I must have mixed up my client with another. I've heard the name Adrian for a male. I haven't heard it. Adrian. I don't think I've ever actually heard it for a female before, but like that's something from my own perspective. That's all. Because I've personally never heard it for a female before. So I didn't know that it could be utilized for both, but that does make sense. So does that mean you remember something different now? Yes, of course. Please, if you would allow me to testify once more. I know he's just gonna spit out more lies. Very well, but this time please give us the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me God. Yes, now I remember. I took that request by mail. You just said you never take it by mail. There have been times when I took a job without having met my client. The request was for the murder of Juan Frida and 2 or 3 other small things. When I saw the name at the end of the letter, I thought my client to be a man. He simply forgot my dude. You know, if you're an assassin and whatnot, I would think that you would take more of a look around your client's life just to get a lot of those small, minute details, like, out of the way, so that you wouldn't have to go into a situation of being on the witness stand for a situation like this. So you took this job through a letter. He didn't mention anything about a letter in his earlier testimony, which means he is definitely lying. Be careful, Phoenix. If you break the assassin's testimony completely, it's over for us. I know, I can't make him suspicious, but I think we're okay. Like, we can do this. As long as he's standing there across from me. No matter how strong of a punch I throw, he'll counter it. Just kiss already? Now then, let's begin the cross-examination. But didn't you just say that you always meet your clients? True love. Yes, I suppose I did say that. However, there are some clients for whom a meeting is simply not possible. But didn't you meet your client this time? No, I did not. Oh, come now. Let's stop with a game of cat and mouse. Using your silkiest voice is not going to work on me. It's crazy that this isn't even the 3rd gayest series in my top 5. Mr. Wright, you can't badger a witness with such harsh words. You're a lawyer, so behave like one and present evidence instead of mindlessly yelling. Now then, do you have any proof that Mr. Declare is declared? I have proof. It was a bear. Very well, I will show you proof. Are you sure about this, Phoenix? Here's a proof that the witness met with his client who wished Mr. Kurita dead. So, what do you think? There's no way this can't be it. You may say, what do you think? However, I am for all intents and purposes a transceiver radio. Oh, that's right. You can't actually see the evidence. Well, I don't think this was one I needed to see. I can hear the pure silence in the air there. How could it not have been that? Because in technicalities, he handed. Maybe I'm dumb. And why would you not meet certain clients? Certainly, I have been receiving more requests, and if I met each and every client, I would lose some nice business opportunities. On top of which, the times have changed. It is now the age of information computers, correct? Which I have joined the times and now take requests via electronic mail. Electronic mail, do you have to mail that in a special insulated envelope? I am very sorry. I despise the shortening of words. What I meant to say by electronic mail is what is commonly referred to as email. Email? In a contest of mimicry, the judge would beat a parrot hands down. Anyways, so you took this job without having met your client and... Oh shit, this is getting modern. 2 or 3 other things? Yes. And what were these other things? A few other things that have nothing to do with this case. We'll let it go for now. So you're saying that you never saw your client's face, not even once? I did, once. It was when I went to give my client the figurine. Yes, I see. But Miss Andrews was wearing a mask at that time. A mask? The Nickel Samurai mask, I'm guessing. Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about this? Do you have any problems with this piece of testimony? No objections as of yet. There are no problems with the testimony, Your Honor. Pretty much reached the end of our rope here, huh? Seems like we're still okay to me, and that's exactly why it's so bad. At this rate we're going, we'll end up destroying completely destroying the killer's lie. If we do that, you already know how serious of a situation that will put us in. Oh yeah, all I can do now is pray that those items reach us in time. Whether or not they're related to this case is for the court to decide. Mr. Attorney? Yes, everything I have said from the beginning has been nothing but beneficial to your client. Which is why I wonder what is pushing you to continue with this cross-examination. Could it be that you are planning to betray your own client? I smell the stench of a backstabber. And should you turn out to be one? Wait. Uh-oh. This is looking really bad. I shouldn't press my luck. I have to think, is this worth pursuing? Yes, press further. Witness, this is a very important matter. Please cooperate and tell us what these other jobs your client requested were. If it's truly that important, I suppose I don't have much of a choice. The bear figurine. After the assassination of the target, I was to find that figurine. I was told that this job was just as important as the actual killing. And where was that figurine? It was inside Mr. Creed's suitcase. And then, what did you do next? I handed it over to my client right away. You gave it to your client. Interesting. This information sounds It certainly sounds important to me. Witness, please include what you just stated in your testimony. As you wish. God, it's getting late. We're finishing this out. I found this figurine at Miss Erngard's mansion. If you gave it to Miss Andrews, then what was it doing there? I was waiting for her there. That was also the part of the plan to frame Miss Erngard, I'm sure. That makes a lot of sense. Well, Miss Wright? No use, as long as I can't put my finger on the central problem here. Pressing this witness anymore would be extremely dangerous. It appears that Miss Wright has no problems. Well then, witness, please continue. Nope, we're gonna push. It's the only way to save Maya. There's a contradiction. So the killer says he gave the figurine to Miss Andrews. But I know somewhere in that statement there is a contradiction. And yet I know that if I present something trivial here, he will cut off the connection on his end. If you want to make a strong point, Phoenix, you have to present strong evidence. He's right. So now what, Dr. Wright? Witness, let's go over this one more time. You gave Miss Andrews the bear figurine, and she told you to take the bear and wait for her at Erngard Mansion. Is that correct? Yes. Where are you going with this? Well, I think maybe you might have remembered a few things incorrectly. What? This is a battle wits. I can't let up on him. I don't think it's possible for Miss Andrews to have been the recipient of this bear. Oh, interesting. Would I present Matt?
Take that!
If you ask any more of these pointless questions, there will be no mercy. Oh. Oh, because of the suicide note. That's right, because she would have just wanted the suicide note. Shelly the killer? If you had really given the bear to Miss Andrews, then this item should not have been inside it. This item? I see where you're going. Yep, that's where I'm going. Where's everyone going? Do I need to pack a suitcase? Your Honor. Please think back to Miss Andrews' testimony. And I was going to burn it for her sake. If even for a single minute, this bear had actually been in Miss Andrews' hand, I'm sure she would have taken the suicide note out and burned it. Order, order, order. So that's where you two were going. By the very fact that the suicide note was still inside the bear, it tells us your client didn't know how to disassemble the puzzle. Which means It means, Your Honor, that it is impossible for Adrian Andrews to be the client. Okay, broken receiver. He can't communicate anymore, right? Order, order, order! Mr. Phoenix, right? I'm sure I mentioned this before. How I hate traitors above all else. I think your cross-examination has clearly demonstrated something to me. You must wish to break your end of our agreement. No, that's not. That's enough. If that is your intention, there's only one thing for me to do. Wait, please. Gentlemen, ladies, please excuse me. I have a matter that I must attend to.
Hold it!
No, please, not that. Please wait. Mr. Attorney, bring this trial to a speedy end, and I may stay my hand otherwise. What in the... Mr. Wright, are you? Mr. Edgeworth? Yes, Your Honor. I didn't understand this witness's outburst just now. Do you think there's a need to hear more testimony, or is this enough? Well, we should. Edgeworth, we can't do this. If we keep this up, Maya, she'll... The prosecution... What has come over everyone? Even you are. The prosecution... rests. What is going on around here? The prosecution has no further questions, Your Honor. What? Well, I never thought I'd see the day. This is the most unusual situation. If the prosecution rests with no further questions, then the prosecution has failed to uphold its stance. If that is the case, then even though I am reluctant, I must believe that Mr. DeKiller's testimony is accurate. That would mean that Shelley DeKiller's client is Adrian Andrews. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. If I end the trial here, right now, then your client, Matt on guard, would be declared innocent, and in his place, Adrian Andrews would be charged with murder. Miss Andrews would be charged with murder. Francisca, where is your objection right now? Because you really need to right now. The prosecution has no further questions, so we will now hear the defense's final remarks. Bailiff, please bring the defendant, Matt Ungard, to the stand. The items from the killer's hideout didn't make it in time. We tried as hard as we could, but it looks like our time has run out. I can't believe it. The outcome now lies in your hands. Francisca. Objection. Oh, come on. Dude, did the old guy finally decide? To be honest, I can't think of you as a truly innocent and good person. You have done enough evil to drive a woman to suicide. But, at least on the charge of murder, it would appear you are innocent. Huh. So, I guess even the old fuddy-duddy figured me out. Mr. Ungard? What an atrocious lawyer I have, giving his own client up like that. Like this, what? Isn't that refreshing like a spring breeze crap? It's just as atrocious, don't you agree? Anyway, get on with it and pronounce me innocent already. Right, Mr. Lawyer? Quinby, I swear to God, if there's another part... Should I side with justice, or should I just save Maya's life? This guy is killing his own career. You'd better get on guard a guilty sentence, okay? But if I did that, Maya would die. But she can come back as a spirit through pearls. Maya and Mia would be together again. A happy ending. But if I say he's innocent, then Miss Andrews will be charged as a murderer. Do I say he's guilty or not guilty? Either choice I make, someone's life is going to end. All he can see is red. Like, legit. It all hinges on what I choose. Now then, Mr. Right, did this game have a multi-ending? Holy shit. There's no way. Let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. If the person who hired the assassin was Adrian Andrews, then your client, Mr. Matt Ungard, is innocent. There's no need to ask, old man. After all, my lawyer's going to say what I want, aren't you? Right? I can't do this, but I have to decide something. I can't count on the evidence to help me anymore. I have to listen to my heart. My client, Matt Ungard, is... God damn it. We are waiting for your answer, Mr. Wright. Matt Ungard, your client deserves an answer. Aya, I'm sorry. Matt Ungard is... There we go. Franziska von Karma. What are you doing, Al? You see now, don't you, Mr. Phoenix, right? This is exactly why you should never take your eyes off of that scruffy fool. Did you bring them? The final pieces? Do you have them? You should know better than anyone to ask that, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Von Karma is perfect in every way. The evidence is here in perfect condition. Don't worry about Scruffy. He's fine, and his injuries are minor. Thank God. Gumshoe. Confirmed alive, thank God. I kind of figured, but yes. Yoshi's so sick, absolutely. All of these items are inside of this. What a filthy old coat this is. That's Gumshoe's. I can spot his tattered rags anywhere. I apologize for its ugliness, but there was nothing else to wrap the items in. I fought so long and hard this whole trial. All for what is inside this raggedy coat. I'm sure that inside that coat lies a crucial piece of evidence. And before coat is covered in blood. Your Honor, inside that filthy coat are the defense's final pieces of evidence. Your final evidence? This trial is already over. All that remains is for me to hand down my verdict. I do not believe that any evidence presented now would change the outcome of this trial. What? Your Honor, it is our duty to examine every piece of evidence down to the last. I request that Miss Von Karma be allowed to present these pieces of evidence. I suppose you are right, Mr. Edgeworth. I grant permission to do so. However, this one obvious rule applies. If these items do not bring up any new points, then they will not be accepted by this court. Now, Miss Von Karma, if you please. These pieces of evidence are items left by the killer during his escape from the police. He must have been in quite a rush. Yes, Your Honor, the killer left 3 pieces of evidence. Somewhere among the evidence we're about to see, there will be something that will turn this whole situation around like a miracle. I'm sure of it. This is all we can hope for. It's getting late. I have a feeling I have another hour. I bet you wish this game had a platforming segment. I do, because I jump off right now. The first item is a pistol. Does the killer have anything? Does the killer's pistol have anything to do with this case? More details are not needed. I'm pretty sure there was no gun involved in this case. There's no real benefit hearing about it. Please present the next piece of evidence. The second piece of evidence is this videotape. Questions for more details on this. Have you checked the contents of that tape? Unfortunately, there was no time. Oh yeah, but I would speculate that this tape is very important. Why would you say that? Because he came back to his hideout for it. The killer went back for it? That's right. It looks like he was trying to recover it. He injured 3 of our officers at the site. But somehow, it looks like they managed to protect it from the killer. Shelly the killer is no ordinary man. Okay. The last piece of evidence is this bellboy's uniform. Not needed. I don't think this is gonna help us very much. Thank you very much, Miss Von Karma. I think that's enough. That is all I have to present, Your Honor. It's just as I thought. And what is that, Your Honor? I'm sure were we under normal circumstances, these items from Shelly the Killer's hideout would be very important clues. However, our question is not who did the killing. It is who is the client. Yes, that is correct. And these 3 items do not tell us anything about that. Thank you for your hard work, Ms. Von Karma. You may now step down. Wait, Your Honor? Please allow me to examine this new evidence. Overruled. This court already has all the evidence it needs to hand down a verdict. Wonderful. Absolutely splendid. This judge is such a brilliant man, isn't he? Is this the end? Phoenix? I knew it. There's no such thing as a miracle in this world, is there? I think you're wrong. I think they do exist. But you have to make that miracle happen. You've come this far, you can't give up yet. But no matter how you think about it, it's try, for my sake. Just think about it for a second. There are 2 ways out of this situation for us. 2? The first? Mr. Make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul. Or, make Ungard wish from the bottom of his soul for a guilty verdict. Huh? The killer will always place his client's wishes first. If Ungard himself wishes to be convicted, then he will let his hostage go. That may be true, but that's asking me to do the impossible. The second way is force the killer to end his contract with Ungard. If the killer were no longer think of his Ungard as his client, then he would let Maya go. Mia, that's even more impossible. He's a man who values his duty towards his clients above all else. I know both of these seem like impossible feats at first, but if you could make either one happen, it would truly be a miracle. The bigger problem is, the judge has already said he doesn't need any more evidence. The pieces he was just shown, he's not accepting them. Phoenix, think things through from the other side. Isn't that what has always worked for us? The other side, wait, does she mean? You mean to turn things around? Phoenix, rise from the ashes, from the shit show that you're in. The judge says he doesn't need the evidence. But if that's the case, then who does need it? The person who needs the evidence? The defense, prosecution, the judge. We have all seen the pieces of evidence. And that is how we have come to know the truth. But there is one person who has yet to see them all. And that person does not know the truth. That truth, it may be what will bring about the miracle in the end. There are no objections at this time, correct? Now then, I will pronounce my verdict. Why don't we all respectfully sit back and listen, kids? I have already told you, Mr. Wright. This court does not need any more evidence. I'm not saying it is us that needs the evidence, Your Honor. Then, you want to show the evidence to that person? Yes, Your Honor. Please, Your Honor. That's right. For you to ask with such passion, I will grant you one chance. One chance. Please show your evidence to who you think that the right person is. Please show your evidence to who you think this is the right person. That's impossible to turn the situation around in one try. One try, that is all I will permit. Wow, even Edgeworth was like that. I have to try to remember everything that has happened up to this point. Think, Phoenix. Think. There must be a way to save Maya while taking Ungard down at the same time. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's not waste any more time. Who would you like to show evidence to? see. And now, tell this court what one piece of evidence you would like to show this person. Well, what do you think, Mr. Edgeworth? I think there is some merit in showing this evidence to that witness. Bailiff, please bring in the transceiver from earlier. Alright, looks like I managed to convince him. Maya, she's okay, right? Didn't I tell you to concern yourself with bringing about a speedy end to this trial? Now, if I understand correctly, you wish to show me one piece of evidence. Yes, one is all I need. I have a videotape here. It was found at your hideout. I heard you injured 3 officers in your attempt to get this back. That was most regrettable. However, it was an order from my client. I was told to protect that videotape. I thought so. I'm afraid I seem to have failed in that regard. Do you know the contents of this tape? I was certainly told by my client not to watch it, but I have absolutely no idea. Actually, you are on this tape. Me? Yep, because he was on the bear. There was a video camera hidden at the crime scene. Your actions were being recorded. What? Is that true, Mr. Wright? Who was it that planted the camera? Well, the only person who could have placed a camera at the scene of the crime would be your client, naturally. That was Adrian Andrews. Be quiet and listen, Your Honor. Yes, sir. Your client specified a place and time for you, isn't that right? Yes. Shut up, Judge. We're cooking. That was so they could film you. I had no idea. Mr. Wright, why would my client do such a thing? I would like to know why. He was utilizing it to blackmail you. Why did Matt on guard film the crime scene? The reason why he did this is my ticket out of this whole mess. There's only one reason why your client will secretly film the crime scene. They wanted to blackmail you. Your client once showed me something very interesting. We were talking about you, and this is what they said. But I'm no weakling. I don't believe anyone, least of all assassins. Huh, come now, Miss Wright. Assassins aren't above blackmail. Yes, that's where the video comes in. With that, I can keep him at bay and even blackmail him if I want. Uh-oh. I think that should be the finale. Your client didn't trust you at all. They were thinking of using this video to blackmail you. What do you have to say to that, Shelly the Killer? Oh ho. It looks like I was being deceived from the very beginning. Yes, by a natural, that is the kind of person they are. Your client is a person who only thinks and plots of how to use the people around them to protect themselves from any and all dangers that may arise. That is the true nature of your client. I have one question for you, witness. Yes? You told us one thing numerous times during your testimony. You said that you detest traitors most of all. Yes, that's right. But what if that traitor was your own client? What would you do then? That's obvious. I would break our contract in that case. And then, that client would become my next target. For the honor of the killer name, even if it takes an eternity, I would follow that person to the ends of the earth to exact my punishment. Uh-oh. 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 Did the killer actually become a person on our side? I see. That's all I wanted to know. So, the traitor becomes the killer's next target. I get it. This is how we'll turn this case around. Mr. Wright. Yes? My contract with my client is over as of now. I seem to have a new job on my hands. I will now return to you, your precious item. What the? I'm not an item. Maya, I thought I'd never see you again. Oh, thank goodness. You can't kill off Maya. I'm sorry. This trial appears to have come to its conclusion. However, I actually am sort of... I don't quite know... ow. Miss Von Karma, where did that... She always has you in her sights. Now, I do believe it's time to finally hand down a verdict, Your Honor. She was listening this whole time. Mr. Ungard, it looks like somehow you got what you wanted. You will finally receive the acquittal you wanted so badly. You should be happy. But before that, I would like to make one final statement. Sometime in the near future, one very betrayed assassin may appear before you. Needless to say, that man is very good at what he does. I'm sure you would understand what I mean if you watched this video. Uh-oh. Help. Help me. Help me, the pitiful man I am. Now then, Your Honor, the verdict, if you please. Is that alright with you, Mr. Wright? We have finally reached the end of a very long battle. Whether he's convicted or acquitted, there is no escape for him now. Go on, Phoenix. Plead whichever way your heart tells you. Oh. Right, Chief? Madame Guard? Even though I am a lawyer, I cannot make your crime disappear. I think a guilty verdict is appropriate here. Me, my wonderful self, being guilty? Even if you get an acquittal, the instant you set foot outside the detention center, your life would be in danger, no matter which way you look at it. You can't run away from your crime anymore. No! Oh my god, dude! Ow. This is like the most satisfying conclusion. This dude is absolutely shook. As always, it looks like we uncovered the real truth. I don't remember you helping out much in this. Mr. Edgeworth, how is Madame Guard? I have left Miss Von Karma in charge of his incarceration. I'm sure he's getting a full course meal of whipped leather right about now. Very good. I think they all agree with abuse towards prisoners. I'm not sure if that's a good thing. We'll just leave it at that. Very good. That was a very close one, wasn't it, witness? Yes. I plan to pay my debt to society for my own crime, Your Honor. The first time I was called to the witness stand during this trial, all I felt was despair. You must be talking about the time Edgeworth really went after her. I guess she's trying to forgive him for what he did. But after that, when I was alone at the detention center, that's the first time I really saw myself for who I am. And today, when the two of you used your combined strength to convict Matt, I felt like I finally had been saved. Wow, this is the first time I've ever seen her smile. I am really happy that that you two were in charge of this case. I really don't know how to express how I feel at the moment. This is the first time I felt comfortable with myself, with who I am. Thank you so much, everyone. Aww. Dude, at the end, we get the combo again with Phoenix and Edgeworth, which is amazing. Looks like we have resolved everything at last. As for myself, there's still a few things I'm confused about, but everyone seems to be in good spirits, and that is good enough for me. That is all. This court is adjourned. Confetti? No confetti this time because we didn't win. You're not wrong, Quinby. You were great out there, Phoenix. What I did out there was right, wasn't it? This is the first time you've not. This is the first time you've not gotten your client off. You got them a guilty verdict this time, but you have to look past all of that to what's really important. You now realize that there's something more than just getting a not guilty, right? Yes, I understand now. Phoenix, think back for a second. Think to the moments before Miss Von Karma arrived with the final pieces of evidence. Think about the incredible decision you had to make. Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear the defense's final statements on this matter. That one was a hard decision, dude. Is he guilty or is he not guilty? Those were your choices then. And your answer spoke to what being a lawyer means to you. Right. Edward, I have good news. Maya is now safe in police custody. Really? You're telling us the truth, right, Mr. Edward? Yes, she's quite safe. She is on her way as we speak in a patrol car. Ah, Mystic Maya is safe. You did it. You really did it, Mr. Nick. Ow, she punches deceptively hard for a kid. I believed in you. I kept saying to myself, Mr. Nick will save her. Mr. Nick will save her. Thanks. Oh, what's wrong? Miss Von Karma. About earlier, thanks. Why are you still smiling, Mr. Phoenix, right? You lost. Your perfect win record has now been crushed. And yet, you are still happy. I don't think you'll ever understand, Miss Von Karma. How dare you? Don't worry. She may in time. After all, I was like that myself until a year ago. Edgeworth? For my own personal victories, and for my guilty verdicts. I use every dirty trick in the book, and so my win record remained spotless. But a man appeared and stood fast against that selfish me, and I fought in my usual manner and tasted my first defeat. I felt like I had lost everything because of that. And then... it was my turn to sit in the defendant's chair. And I was saved by that person I called my enemy. I couldn't forgive myself for all that had happened, so I left the prosecutor's office. And I left that note. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. It's like they ignore in full episode 5. Because I feel like they do. As well as you should have. The prosecutor who has shamed himself with defeat should crawl into a hole and die. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, because it's like, it probably feels odd for me because I'm playing like after episode 5 where they did a big thing and then they go here. Hence why it uses so much WoW 3D and microphone touchscreen gimmicks. We all did in America as well. Okay, fair enough. But that was not what happened. After I left the prosecutor's office, I finally came to realize something. And it was in that moment of clarity that everything began to change. What foolish nonsense. We prosecutors use anything we can to attack the defendant, but every time we did so, no matter how desperate the situation, instead of giving up like most people, that man would hold strong with his undying faith. And then, before I knew it, I began to trust in that man as well. What? You trusted your enemy? It doesn't matter how many underhanded tricks a person uses. The truth will always find a way to make itself known. The only thing we can do is to fight with the knowledge we hold and everything we have. Erasing the paradoxes one by one. It's never easy. We clawed, scratch for every inch. But we will always eventually reach out that one single truth. This I promise you. The truth. Yes, That's the reason why prosecutors and defense attorneys exist. But I'm sure you knew that already, didn't you, right? That's why you couldn't forgive me. This man who went into hiding, isn't that right? This man who this man who only had his sights on victory, who ran away into the night. Ah, is Mr. Edgeworth right, Mr. Nick? You really let me down. When you disappeared, I felt betrayed. The reason I decided to become a lawyer to begin with was because I believed in the things you said to me all those years ago. And you betrayed your own words. That's why 1 year ago, I made up my mind. I decided that Miles Edgeworth I knew had died. At least, that's why I told myself. You pathetic fool. Miss Von Karma. I don't want to hear the wretched whimpering of a disgraced loser. Von Karma is someone who is destined to be perfect. Miles Edgeworth, you are no longer worthy. You are no longer worthy of being a Von Karma, and neither am I. It's over. It's all over. Francisca threw something on the ground just now. This is an electromagnetic receiver. Edgeworth, okay. Isn't that the thing she used to track Detective Gumshoe? I'll return this to the precinct later. There's something else. Ah, isn't that Miss Von Karma's whip? I'll never set foot in another courtroom again. I'm sure that's what she's saying by this action. You should keep this, right? Okay. Nick! Aww. Maya. Mystic Maya! Mystic Maya! Aww. Oh, Nick. I knew you would come through. You got on guard, convicted like I knew you would. And on top of that, you even rescued me. Well, of course I did. You know I would never desert you, but we sure pressed our luck this trial. You're really lucky to be standing there. Whatever. Look, it's okay. It's over, right? Besides, if I did croak, I would have just come back and haunt you like a bad ghost through Pearly. Exactly the point. Oh shit, you get to whip people now. Phoenix gets a whip? That's actually badass. Is it really that easy to do something like that? Thanks a lot, Nick. Don't mention it. Maya. Oh, Mr. Edgeworth. I'm relieved you're alright. Hey, it looks like you've made some real progress, Mr. Edgeworth. Well, I suppose I'm a little different from who I was a year ago. Oh, Maya's starving. Alright, I think it's time we get out of this depressing place, huh? Where are we going? We're gonna get some burgers, Mr. Nick. Food, Nick. Food. Grub. Chow, I'm starved. I'm so hungry. Even you look like a nice juicy burger on a bun to me, Nick. You think I look like a burger? I'm a prime rib, at least. So American. Come on, come with us, Mr. Edgeworth, please. If you insist. All right. So how about we hit up our usual burger joint? Don't be silly, Nick. Huh? This case messed up that awesome evening and got in the way of my gourmet food. So I've decided that we have to make it up by having another feast. Another feast? Come on, Nick. Food. Hey, pal. Sorry to keep you guys waiting. Gumshoe, are you alright? Yeah, but I'm really embarrassed. I'm so glad Gumshoe's fine. I didn't think I would hit a telephone pole of all things. A telephone pole? Then it wasn't a red light that got thank Christ. You did it again, city boy. I felt like my dear old heart was gonna give out on me, and I ain't joking. Yeah, it was more exciting than the very last episode of The Steel Samurai. Thanks. Now looky here, Mr. Snooty Prosecutor, don't you reckon, don't you reckon you bullied Miss Ray too hard? If you don't start being a lot nicer to him, he might just kick it tonight even. I'll keep that in mind. Well, come on now. Everyone gather around. You are gonna get your picture taken by a genuine professional photographer. Looks like Lada bought herself a new camera. Wait, can't we just give her back her old camera? Well, pal, at least we can put this messy case behind us now. Come now. Tonight's all about eating, so let's go chow down, pal. No, that's evident. Amen to that, pal. Amen. You know, when you think about it, you were the one who saved the day, detective. Me? You really think so? He's right. If it wasn't for the 3 items you took, I think this trial would have had a very different ending. Well, you know, it's Wait. That's odd. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, oh, sure, I took 4 things in total, sir. What? What? 4? 4? Yeah, I'm sure I put one of the items in my coat pocket. There was a 4th item? It belongs to the judge now. Get to bed. I will. Shut up, Raichu. Secret item. There was a 4th item. Aw, come on, y'all. It's over. But, hoo boy, I tell you, you really are something else. Between getting accused of murder and getting kidnapped, never a dull moment with you, huh? You think? Why does she look so happy about that? But being shut away for 2 whole days, weren't you scared? Yeah, it was really scary. I felt so hopeless. So to keep my mind off of things, I drew a picture. Sounds like you had it rough, gal. So where's this picture of yours? Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see Mystic Maya's picture. You know, I don't know where it went. Aw, that's too bad. Well, it's alright. It wasn't anything important anyway. Oh. It sure is nice to finally see them both smiling again. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. What is it, Edward? This thing is picking something up. That's Miss Von Karma's receiver. Thanks, sir. I had the most awful experience of my life, sir. I can't believe she stuck a tracking device on me. That's odd. Even though you're standing right here, the tracking device seems to be in a different location. Oh. It's probably Buster or something, sir. Oh, it doesn't matter. I'm afraid it's about time for me to excuse myself. I still have work to do. Yeah, same here, Edgeworth. Let's hurry up with the credits, please. But Miss Edgeworth, you haven't even eaten anything yet. You've eaten way too much, you glutton. I'm sure Maya will never get accused or kidnapped or otherwise endangered ever again. I believe you 100%, noob, because, you know, the developers will never ever do that to Maya again. I had fun tonight. Now, if you'll excuse me. Wait. What? I just wanted to say thanks, Edward. You really saved me out there. If anyone should be saying that, thanks. That it should be me, right? I feel like words alone aren't enough here. I wonder if there's anything I can give him to express how I feel. I want to give him my badge. Wait, wouldn't I actually give him Bon Karma's, whip? Give him a ring. What's this? Thank you. It's all thanks to you two. You and her. You don't need to thank me. I was only doing my job. Give him a gun. Dude loves guns. True. That would have been something to throw in his face, honestly. Looks like Mr. Edgeworth has left, Mr. Nick. Hey, Mystic Maya. Yep, Pearly? I guess you two can go back to being lovey-dovey, right? You and Mr. Nick, I mean. Pearly, would you cut it out already? You're embarrassing me. Anyway, so who's paying for this lovely dinner party? As if you need to ask. Everyone say thank you to Nick. Huh? Yeah, I'm kind of at the point where I can't even buy instant noodles. So I kind of already put your name on the bill. Yeah, I got me a situation just like that myself when buying that, all new camera shop you see in this hotel. And I just bought myself this good old beauty here. Better be anyhow for $3,000. Huh? Actually, I reckon you bought it for me since I put on your tab and all. There's absolutely no way. Isn't that great, Mr. Nick? Yeah, Nick. Why do I suddenly feel like screaming? That's what you get, Nick, for saving Maya. Aw, you don't need to hold back now, you hear? Yeah, pal. Time to let it all out. This is going to be the first time I hear the real you. Go on, it's been a while since I heard you say it. I've been busy being a hostage and all. Objection? Alright then, if you say so. Oh, now it's time to become the killer's apprentice and not kill anybody, but make some good money. Really came through for me, Nick. I had to hide that letter, but I knew you'd find it. I really feel like I've been living on the edge lately. I mean, I've escaped death 3 times now. Pretty cool, huh? I feel like a pro. Maya, that's not a good thing. Oh my god, I'm gonna cry with this game. So good. This game was good. I do love how episode 5 of the first game and the ending of this game did the team up. I'm so happy that you could save Mystic Maya, Mr. Nick. I'm so happy for the two of you. Speaking of which, I think this hotel's a popular place for honeymooners, so I sort of made reservations for the two of you, just in case. Pearl? No. Exactly. Well, pal, it looks like I'm on the force again. Back on the force again. Mr. Edgeworth had a long talk with the chief and he got me reinstated. I heard he said things like, letting this one go is bad for all of society. I knew it. Crashing headlong onto everything is the only way to live, pal. Dude, Gumshoe, don't crash again, please. She might be 17 or 18, but still. Oh, wait a second. Oh, from the beginning, I, Maggie Bird, am retiring this uniform as of today, sir. I'm going to be a waitress from now on. And bring smiles and joys to the people who come by the restaurant, sir. I hope you'll stop by sometime, Mr. Wright. She is simply a child. Yes. Are you here to visit a patient? I'm Dr. Hottie. Director Hottie. Recently. Yes. That girl, I haven't seen her around. Yes. But I remember, even if I laid so much of an eye on her, it would go correct. It didn't matter if I got whipped out. Yes. Oh. A very base child. True. It is time to begin our quest of World Circus domination, sweetie. It is to let the world know we are serious. I plan to take on... Hey, Max, what do you think Zimbabwe is like? Do you think there's, a castle made of cake and bunnies who can talk? I think if there are any talking bunnies, even they won't laugh at Moe's jokes. Very nice, calm ending credits, too. Give us another Moe joke. 3, 2, 1. There we go. I'm ready. There's no way these jokes are gonna fall on deaf ears. I'm gonna be more contemporary with my humor. Mo Curls. Represent. We've got a new act to work out. Prepare for a hallelujah chorus. Say something, will ya? You're supposed to start this off. Get on with it. What type of humor does Mo tell? Dead humor, because he can't make anyone laugh. But it's Edgy Poo's idea, so that must mean it's a deep hidden meaning. But why do I get the feeling they wouldn't forget about me, would they? It was never like this in the old days. Everyone thought the world of me. They used to call me Queen Wendy and treat me like royalty, and any man, the pain from my heel of burn, where the scenery was burned down. I'm not giving you any credit for that one. I mean, credit or not, it's still there. It exists. I appreciate everything you did and what you and Mr. Edgeworth did for me. Oh, that's right. I received a letter from Von Karma. She said that after I get out, I should feel free to consult her about anything at all. I'm really thankful to have met everyone. Adrian. For what she did, it definitely wasn't great. But at the very least, it's understandable. It has become difficult for me in this country as of late. As such, I will take a short leave of absence. If you would like to request my services, please be sure to visit my homepage, www.thekillerlongevity.com. I'm not sure Von Karma is a great person to consult. Dependent on how she changes her ways, because she could be a lot more bearable now than before. Especially since she's not focused on the perfect win record anymore. Von Karma? March 23rd, 942, International Departure, Gate 12. Oh, Nick's leaving this time. Where are you going, Francisco? How did you know I was here? With this? That's... I heard you were planting things on a certain person. Things like a tracking device in his coat, for example. That's just like you. I only planted it there because he was always wearing it. This filthy, drab coat of his. I don't know how it ended up in my luggage. But it's going to it's going in the trash, I promise you that. Oh, that's right. Speaking of that man, he told me something very interesting. When I ran off with the things from the killer's hideout, I was sure I took 4 things in total, sir. 4 things? It seems that he put the last one in his coat pocket. He put it in here? It doesn't matter anymore. The case is already over. What are you going to do now? That's none of your business. Are you running away? Shut up. You don't understand a thing. You can't possibly understand what it means to be Manfred von Karma's daughter. Francisco. So many expectations from everyone around me. Expectations I must fulfill. Is this Von Karma's theme? Edgeworth is Manfred von Karma's daughter. True. Or no? I'm expected to win no matter what. And failure? Such a thing is not an option for me. My father was a genius. There's no doubt about that. But me? I'm no genius. I've always known that. But I had to be one. I had to. You may not be a genius like your father, but you are a prosecutor. You have been and always will be. No, I'm not. Not anymore. I've even thrown away my whip. Speaking of that, Wright gave me this to hold on to. Did we have to do this for the good ending? Interesting. A little next time on Indie Rooms. You're gonna play the start of the next case before logging off, right? Right? You knew something like this would happen, didn't you? I'm going to say this again. We prosecutors do not fight for personal honor or pride. I hope you will think deeply about what you should be striking down with that whip. You haven't changed a bit. You've always left me alone and walked on ahead without me. Miles Edgeworth, I've always hated you. And then, finally, my chance to take revenge on you arrived. If I could win against that man, if I could make Phoenix Wright bow down in defeat, then this girl you left behind would have risen higher than you. That was supposed to be my revenge. I see. You know, I can't do it. I can't change who I am. I can't throw away everything I've been until today. I believe you can. Just like how Adrian Andrews did. Adrian Andrews? You were going to use her during the trial, right? But you were dependent on your father by using his tactics, isn't that right? Today, you chased after me and after I had left you behind all these years. And that's why we're standing here now, side by side. But I have no intention of stopping. If you are going to quit your walk down the prosecutor's path, then this is where we part ways, Franziska von Karma. I am Franziska von Karma. Don't think I'm going to walk in your shadow forever. Our battle begins now. So you had better prepare yourself, Miles Edgeworth. Yeah, she really is well written. Phoenix, right? One day, someday, I'm sure we'll meet again in battle. Until then, this last piece of evidence that never made it to you, I'll take good care of this fourth piece. What is it? So I can give it to you when at last we meet again. Aww. Oh, I see. Shit. That was actually a really good ending, dude. Saving content. Alright. Well, I have to go. Hella good ending for that for the second game. Like, all in all, really enjoyed it. Yeah, no. Franziska, amazing. Phoenix, amazing. We saved Maya. Maya's no longer kidnapped. You can shut up now and move. Maya's saved. She's no longer kidnapped until the next game. Or maybe it'll be Pearls. We will see. But anyways, for tonight, this is going to be it for today. Thank you all for joining. I appreciate all you guys being here, and I will catch you next time. We will see when to start up the next Phoenix Wright stream at some point, but we do not know when. It could be sometime this weekend. It could be sometime in a month or two. Who knows? Maybe I'll surprise you within a week. We will see. But I am very happy to have finished off this game. Again, thank you all for joining me. Appreciate all you being here, and I will catch you next time. Have a good night, dudes. Peace out, and bye.